Hi and welcome to Dolly Do-Overs. My name is Renee and today we'll be doing Lil Luxe. For Lil Luxe, we start with Lil Dollface. She's the little sister of Big Dollface. I use her bag and the doll itself. Most of the time I use professional grade paints, Liquitex, Academy acrylic, Artist Loft, Gumbacher, any of those work. The coverage is really nice. It is really good coverage with the professional paints. You only usually have to go over one time. I'm going to go ahead and cover all of this with white paint all over the hair just to give it a good base. Next, we're going to do the same thing for the bag. It just gives a primer base to all of the painting if you just cover it with white first. It creates less work for you later. If you see me mess up and make a mistake, it's okay. As long as you catch the paint when it's still wet, you can just wipe it off with a wet brush and clean it off on your paper towel. Next, we're going to do the little diaper of hers. Same thing, priming it too. When that's all finished, we use Heavy Body Liquitex yellow paint. Heavy Body means it is really not transparent and it goes on pretty thick. We're actually going to do 2 coats of the yellow on this just because her hair has a lot of ends and little nooks and crannies we want to get into. We're going to do the same thing for the diaper. Go over it with yellow paint. And while that's drying, we're also going to do the handles of the bag. Now I'm only going to show you one, but we do all sides, front and insides, and the little buckles on each of the 4 sides. Okay, next we're going to get our gold ready. But I mix them together and I get a good mixture to give that perfect color for the Luxe. This one we are going to have to do 2 coats because Artist Loft paint is not as heavy as the better Liquitex brand. So we are going to do 2 coats of this. Then when that is finished drying, we're going to also do the diaper just the same. While your little Dollface is drying, or your Lil Luxe in making, then we're going to do the handles as well on the bag. These are pretty easy. You don't have to worry too much about getting it totally perfect on the buckles because we're going to go over those later. Second coat of your gold mixture. This is the turquoise green, and that color is actually perfect for Lil Luxe's bag. The longer the strokes, the better when you're painting. You don't get a lot of brush marks that way, and there's just a lot more fluid movement. Next, we're going to do a fun little detail of her pacifier, and it's going to be that same turquoise green as well. And if you don't put a lot of pressure on your brush and just use the tip of it very lightly to kind of pat it on, it will actually be a lot easier for you to control that brush. Looking cute already. Now we're going to do the little unique swirl to Lil Luxe, so she can match her big sister. I just follow the same line from the top. I just follow one strand of hair, and see, there's where I made that mistake. Just wiping it off with a clean brush. I also follow that strand of hair of where I think it would be in the ponytail, and I go ahead and put that in. This is the more complicated step of all whenever you're painting a doll, is the eyes. But the trick to this is just follow the original line of the eyes that were given to you, and then you go back in and do that same little trick with your wet brush. It makes it so much easier than to try to get a little teeny tiny line. You can go over the black just a little bit, and then you can just wipe it away. Okay, when that is all finished, we're going to do this cute little detail on her diaper, and it just gives it a little bit of ruffles at the top, kind of outlines it. We're going to do that all along the base of her diaper. And this paintbrush, you can see, I've kind of used it so much that it's bent and at an angle, which works perfect for these little creases of her legs. Next, I just use a toothpick, and we're going to put the little dots on for her buttons. And you can see that mine are kind of a little bit lopsided, but then I fix these in just a second. I actually draw a heart on with the toothpick also. I just feel like it gives you a solid area to work with when you're doing little tiny spaces. Next, we're going to do the glitter. I start with Mod Podge to act as my glue. And then this glitter by Recollections is great. I use a combination of the blue and the green, and it gives you that perfect color for Lil Luxe. There I added my Mod Podge and then just sprinkle on that glitter. Let her dry, and then I'm going to do the bag. Mod Podge again, and this one you'll see the two colors. Here's the blue, and here's the green. This is just an extra step that I do because I feel like it gives it just a little bit more sparkle and a little bit more color to it, a little dimension. After you get the bag all finished, it will look like this. Now, time for Little Luxe. Her eyes. Big sister Luxe has a little bit of gold right here, so we're gonna do the same thing on little sister. This is actually gold that I picked up at the dollar store in a little baggies, and I just put it in a clear container. Sprinkle it on. I do one eye and then the other eye just so I get enough. So again, here's the bag. I did want to show you that I did the inside of the bag and the bottom just to finish it off. Okay, and this, I actually worked on 2 Luxes during this video, and it cut out on me for some reason during the last one, so I really wanted to show you what I was doing with her eyes here. Put the Mod Podge on and almost like a V shape. Take that dollar store glitter, sprinkle it on. And I always put a paper underneath that's like a cardstock paper, and I fold it in half. That way that any extra I can always reuse. I hate to waste glitter, and I hate to get it everywhere. There's Little Luxe. And this is Duraclear Ultra Matte, and it is a sealer. And I do use this most of the time if I don't have some extra stuff put on it, and I'll explain that in a later video. Here's the Duraclear. You don't need a lot. And what you have to wait and make sure that that glitter is dry, otherwise you'll just pull that glitter everywhere. So you want to make sure it's dry. Also, you'll see that I have a couple little spots like on her leg that need to be cleaned up, and I actually do that with nail polish remover with acetone later on after I get this sealer on. It keeps it from taking off anything that I maybe wanted to save. And then maybe where I got some paint on or somewhere I didn't want to, I can take it off very easily. It's the Duraclear again. And you're just gonna do that on your finished dolls so that they stay and it doesn't peel off and it doesn't chip. And it just gives it a very good coat on it. Same thing for the bag. Now in this one, I actually sometimes will use a little bit more glitter in the sealer as well. Yep, there you go. Here's the finished product. Thank you so much for watching our Little Luxe video. Remember to subscribe, and thank you so much.